What's going on, HBCU family? It is Tuesday, October 22nd. We are almost at the end of October, which means we're almost at the end of 2024. And you are locked into the, I don't know what to give the show today. This is what happens when you go live, right? I want to say the hottest show, but like I got to jump these numbers up a little bit before I call it the hottest. I keep calling it the hottest. And I'm in Pittsburgh, so it's not actually hot. But no, you are locked into another fantastic episode of In the Quad with Nick Eden. I am your gracious host, Nick Eden, and we are back with another show. We are packed up today with a lot of HBCU news. And for those of you who are brand new to In the Quad with Nick Eden, what we do here is we cover all the trending topics across the HBCU diaspora. That's Twitter/X, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Fizz, TikTok, Bat Signal, Smoke Signal, Snail Mail, email. You cover it. Y'all talking about it, we cover it. And we basically condense that down into 4 main trending topics. Now, those 4 main trending topics is the first part of the show. The second part of the show is my favorite part of the show, which is our fam topics. And these are the questions and comments that are generated by you, the watcher. So if you want to get your comments on fam topics, it's real easy. Head over to my socials, Twitter/X or Instagram at Nick Eden. Click the link tree in the bio and submit your question. If it is appropriate, I will read it on the show. If it is not, it's just going to stay in the inbox. Y'all know how we do. But anyway, so listen, this week has already started off on some madness. The madness continues. Listen, I'm telling you something right now. If y'all are not, for those who are watching on the app or watching on YouTube or even Facebook, if y'all are not on Twitter/X, and listen, I know, Elon, I get it. There's so much real-time stuff. It's like, I'll see it on Twitter in real time. And then maybe a week later, it pops up on Facebook, right? Or Instagram. Instagram's a little faster, maybe like a couple days later. But in real time, it's definitely on Twitter. So y'all, go dust off that old Twitter account, get into the discussions. And content creators, let me explain something to y'all. If you are making content in this HBCU landscape and you are not on Twitter, you are missing the mark. I'm telling you, you are missing the mark. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop into our first topic. And our first main topic comes to us from our good friends over at HBCU Game Day. And that is HBCU in West Virginia awarded 6 figures for a new athletic facility. And y'all, please forgive me. I'm still a little bit under the weather, so I'm sounding like Barry White up in here. No, but yeah, this comes to us from our good friends over at HBCU Game Day. Shout out to Stephen Tolley and Simone, good friends of the show. West Virginia State has been awarded $250,000 by the Kanawha County Commission to help build a new track and field complex at the university. The funding comes from the American Rescue Plan. Okay, shout out to Uncle Joe Biden. The funding comes from American Rescue Plan funds and was approved by the commission at its Wednesday meeting. We're grateful to the Kanawha County Commission for their support to build a track and field complex at West Virginia State University, said WVSU President Eric Cage. This new facility will not only be a tremendous asset for our university and our student athletes, but for the entire county community, giving local middle school and high school students an opportunity to practice and train here. Since relaunching our track and field programs, we have been actively working to raise the funds necessary to build a facility on our campus, and this commitment is a tremendous boost to that work. Listen, I want y'all to head over to HBCU Game Day and check out the story. Now that's the surprising part. I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not read the article ahead of time. And in fairness, yes, I saw it pop up all over social media, and I was like, I wanted to wait. One, because I know HBCU Game Day is generally going to put out some good stories, so I don't have any worry about reading it beforehand. I had no idea it came from the American Rescue Plan. By the way, we're less than 20 days out from the election. So shout out to the Biden-Harris administration, the American Rescue Plan, where they use the funds in West Virginia, of all places, where they use the funds to build that new track and field. Yeah. Boy, that thing came full circle, didn't it? Anyway, so yeah, y'all head over to HBCU Game Day to check out the rest of the article. And actually, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So head over to my socials at Nick Eden and tell me how you're not gonna vote now. But that's beside the point. We're gonna stay at HBCU Game Day for our second main topic, and our second main topic, boy. Let me go ahead and say this. Yeah, it's time for that conversation to happen at North Carolina A&T. It really is. North Carolina A&T grilled after humbling homecoming loss. I know there's a little bit of Stephen wrote this article, and y'all know Stephen is a Winston-Salem alum, so I know it's a little bit of extra on this article. So I can't wait to read this one. North Carolina A&T head football coach Vincent Brown faced tough questions during his weekly media session following a crushing 59-17 homecoming loss at Hampton University. It was expectedly tense, and it was an expectedly tense session involving fans and boosters as well as media following the humbling loss. The loss, which came, he said lost so many times already, which came in front of a homecoming crowd with high expectations, has led to increased scrutiny over Brown's leadership and raised concerns about whether he is the right man to lead the program forward. In response to the questions about his future, Brown remained steadfast, expressing his confidence in his staff and his vision for the team. I believe in our staff. We got great leaders, and they care about the development of our players, Brown said. He acknowledges the challenges that the team has faced, but stressed that progress takes time. This is a results-oriented business, and sometimes those results aren't immediate. What we need to see is improvement and progress. Listen. Oh, no, I got to read this part. When asked about potential changes to his coaching staff, Brown was firm in his belief that such moves are unnecessary. Our coaches didn't just forget how to coach. I have full confidence in them. He said, despite the team's struggles, Brown noted that building a culture of success involves recruiting the right players and creating an atmosphere where players hold each other accountable. That's an interesting quote. Brown noted that building a culture of success involves recruiting the right players and creating an atmosphere where the players hold each other accountable. All right, so I don't want to get into a football rant per se, but I got to say this. And I'm going to read this part again. So I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. When asked about potential changes to his coaching staff, Brown was firm in his belief that such moves were unnecessary. So he doesn't believe that it's necessary to change coaches. Our coaches didn't just forget how to coach. I have full confidence in them, he said. But then he goes on and says that building the culture of success involves recruiting the right players and creating an atmosphere where players hold each other accountable. Well, so you have full confidence in your coaches, but it doesn't sound like you're holding them accountable. It sounds like you want to hold the players and the players only accountable. And yes, there are certain things where it fully falls down to what's on the field. I get that. But play calling matter. And cultural success starts at the top. It just does. There's no way around it. A culture of success starts at the top. So if you're like, oh yeah, I got full confidence in my coaches, but you want the players to hold themselves and each other accountable, when is the accountability gonna come for you, bro? Or your staff? You see, y'all the ones that are paid to be there right now. Like I said yesterday, I don't want to hear nothing else about no Celebration Bowl victories and all that other stuff. Y'all are way past that now. Whole nother staff. That was a whole nother decade. So if you're gonna hold the players accountable and not the coaches, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, listen, y'all. Okay, shout out to HBCU Game Day for the story. We're gonna take our first commercial break. Boy, I tell you, y'all some weird folks. When we come back, we got more of our main topics and then into my favorite part of the show, which is our fan topics. It's In the Quad with Nick Eden.
Technology lets you monitor your pet when you're not at home. But to monitor threats to your hybrid workforce wherever they are, you need more than technology. You need CDW, who gets to know your business and can design and deploy custom solutions with pre-configured HP notebooks with HP Wolf Security. AI-enabled threat detection and remote management protect your endpoints 24/7, giving your defenses some real teeth.
Bummer.
HP makes always-on remote security possible. CDW makes it powerful.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
When I push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I push. Feel better. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
No charger?
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day. See you next week.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. I'm sorry. I was trying to finish my gummy before we came back from commercial. And no, it's not that kind of gummy, unfortunately. Welcome back to In the Quiet with Nick Eden. I'm your gracious host, Nick Eden. Right now, we are in the middle of our HBCU trending topics, our main topics. And our third main topic comes to us. Hey, man, the HBCU I have the most issues pronouncing. Yeah, Huston Tillotson. Boy, this thing giving me hell. Huston Tillotson seeks to expand to California, opening first undergraduate HBCU in the West Coast. This comes to us from the Austin American Statesman. Huston Tillotson University, a private historically Black college in Austin, is expanding to California in an effort to make HBCU education accessible to students on the West Coast and to further bolster the workforce in Texas. The faith-based university plans to secure approval from for a branch campus from the necessary California agencies by August of 2025. President Melville Wallace told the American Statesman that it has received approval to start offering coursework remotely to California students, which it plans to start doing in January. California has no historically Black undergraduate colleges. Let me say that again. And I want y'all to look at my face as I say it, because I get into this argument every freaking year. California has no historically Black undergraduate colleges. Let me go ahead and say this. Let's take it a step further. California has no historically Black colleges or universities, period. Charles Drew University is not an HBCU. It is a PBI. I'm sorry. Compton College is not an HBCU. It is a PBI. Y'all gonna stop putting the tag of HBCU on colleges just because they got a bunch of Black folks or because they're named after Black folks. Same thing with Medgar Evers College in New York. The difference between the PBI and an HBCU is the historical part, because those PBIs were not founded with the intent of educating the sons and daughters of enslaved Africans and founded prior to 1964. That is the parameter. See, people think that somehow Negroes just made up the term HBCU. No, it is a federal designation. And the reason that I get on everybody's ass about it when they start making those types of statements is because, unfortunately, it's too easy for money to get mixed up. Those federal designations provide that earmark, i.e., 2 years ago, American Rescue Plan, the money that was delved out to the state of Mississippi, it was based on the size of enrollment of the HBCU. So by that measurement, Jackson State should have gotten the largest allotment. You want to know who got the largest allotment? Hines Community College. You want to know why Hines Community College got the largest allotment? Because years ago, Utica Junior College, which was an HBCU junior college, was acquired by Hines Community College System, with the caveat that they will be able to keep their designation as an HBCU. So specifically, Hines Community College Utica campus is an HBCU. Because of that, the American Rescue Plan, and they start delving out the money, they delved out at least $60 million more to Hines Community College than they did to Jackson State. Now, you and I both know that that money was not all spent on the Utica campus. And this is why that should give you an indication as to why we get on everybody's ass the way that we do. Charles Drew University, great university. Great. Love it. Compton College, great university. They are wonderful PBIs. Huston Tillotson, their branch campus will be the first HBCU in California. And I happen to think that that's a great thing. A good friend of mine, really good friend of mine, like a brother to me, he is based on the West Coast. We went to Bama State together. And he talks about it all the time. He's like, look, man, there are so many kids over here who want to go to an HBCU, but they're just not heavily recruited, right? So I think an aspect of it, and I get some people saying, well, it's a new branch, so it won't be a no, that's not true. It's still owned by Huston Tillotson. So it still gives them the opportunity to have that experience. Also, it also builds the market for interest in HBCU so that some of these schools can start saying, hey, let's start recruiting heavily on the West Coast. So I think that that's going to be a great thing. I think that it's actually a phenomenal thing. And I'm excited to see where they go with this. All right. And finally, y'all, when I tell you this is not something that I wanted to report on, I mean that. I really do mean that. This is not something I wanted to report on, unfortunately. I don't get to be biased. I don't. And this is not my alma mater. Let me go ahead and say that. But, I absolutely love and respect this school. There are a lot of people that came from this school that that I have tremendous amount of respect for. So let's just get to it. It is what it is. And this comes to us from the Clarion Ledger. This is an exclusive. Wow. It's amazing how those exclusives end up at some other places besides ours. Alcorn State University has quietly canceled its 2024 women's soccer season, leaving players without a team, opponents without a game, and questions looming about the future of the program. Alcorn State didn't have enough players to field a team for the season. The school acknowledged to the Clarion Ledger. The school also confirmed the existence of 2 letters that contained allegations of possible Title IX violations within the program. And I'm going to read this whole article, by the way. The HBCU of around 3,000 students located near New Ormond faces sanctions from the Southwestern Athletic Conference. A previous interim head coach left the university, and when we had a short period of time to recruit, additional players after the new soccer coach arrived. Alcorn State interim vice president of marketing communication, Maxine Greenleaf, said in an email to the Clarion Ledger. The Braves had 20 games on the 2024 schedule from August 9th to November 1st. Alcorn State players alleged Title IX violations. The Clarion Ledger obtained a copy of one of the letters that was sent to Alcorn State Title IX director. It was signed by 15 former or current players and contains 2 pages worth of mistreatment claims that they allege may be considered Title IX violations. Among them are allegations of snakes in the showers and locker room, promised soccer equipment like cleats that were never fulfilled, and a training room. Understaffed and non-compliant with numerous undergraduate students attending and performing medical treatments with no experience or training. According to Greenleaf, an investigation began on September 13th, and the university developed a plan of action to address each issue outlined in the letters. Okay, I'm going to skip through just a little bit because this is a long article. Let me just say this real quick. I'm going to put my face back up. In a statement given by the SWAC to the Clarion Ledger, the conference sanctioned at Alcorn State. Greenleaf confirmed that the school was fine, but did not provide a specific amount. Hey, despite the canceled season, the scholarships are still being honored. That's what I was looking for. That was the main thing I was looking for. The rest of this show of emotion, y'all can read on your own. Let me go ahead and say this. I don't want to be the person that starts to get into it with a conference, especially the conference that I love so dearly. That was very much so. Yeah, we're gonna give sanctions. That was one of those. Trust me, bro. We'll investigate it ourselves. And what's the fine going to? Like, what's the fine going to? Because if I'm the SWAC, I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, we got a fine. Why don't we take that fine? See, we talk a lot about our HBCUs being underfunded. And y'all just going to have to forgive me. Because I'm going to have one of my gummies. Because this is a mess. I've told y'all before, Blackest Show on HBCU Plus. So we talk a lot about our schools being underfunded. And Alcorn State is definitely one of those schools. It's a land-grant university that the state of Mississippi owes a lot of money to. That's true. Two things can be true at the same time. I understand sanctions by the conference, things of that nature. That's fine. I also like to understand the solution. Because if you got bats and snakes in the damn locker rooms, maybe that money going to the SWAT could probably be better suited for an exterminator. Look, man, everything ain't underfunded. That's true. I got no problem saying that. Do you have a funding problem? Sure. But y'all know what's going on in those buildings. Those janitors and construction folks, they let y'all know what's going on in those buildings. Who's going to roll up their sleeves and say, you know what? We're going to get an exterminator. And once they clear all them dead snakes and birds and bats out, we're going to roll up our sleeves. We're going to go in there. We're going to clean it up. We're going to paint it. We're going to make sure that these facilities, we're going to get the hot water. And again, the money that went to the SWAT, I don't know how much money went to the SWAT. But if I'm the SWAT, I'm like, keep it. No, don't keep it. Spend it on an exterminator. Spend the money on fixing the things that are wrong and are the reason that you had to pay this fine in the first place. And listen, to her credit, Jess Marie, J on the mark, PV alum, she says it all the time. Most of the people who speak on things in higher ed have never worked in higher ed before. And that's true. That's true. I would also extend that to working at an athletic conference level. People regularly have opinions on things that they have absolutely no experience in doing. But that's just society. But there are certain things that are just common sense. Or it should be common sense. I don't know. It should absolutely be common sense. And this is one of them. Call a damn exterminator. The buck stops with the president of the university. The president of the university makes over $200,000 a year. Call an exterminator. Get reimbursed. Whatever the case may be. But somebody at a certain point can't just sit there and let the problems continue to go on. Because if all of this was able to be acquired by the Clarion Ledger, that means most of the faculty at the administration at the top knew about it to some degree. You're not just going to not know about bats and snakes and on TikTok right now. I could probably find out about, you know what? Screw it. I don't know why. I'm going to put this on mute because I don't know what's going to pop up on my TikTok timeline as soon as I get up there. Don't judge nobody. He's putting videos about Alcorn soccer. Again, you cannot tell me that you didn't know. I'm tired of people with all these advanced terminal degrees at these schools saying that they did not know something that's easily searchable. No need to go into the other people I'm talking about. We've been there, done that. So at a certain point, man, when we're going to start thinking about the kids in this? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Listen, we're going to go to commercial break. I promise y'all I did not want to do that story. I know it felt like it. I really didn't want to do that story because I hate that common sense things like these are just going undone. But, it is what it is. We'll be right back with my favorite part of the show, our fan topic, the inequality movement.
push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I push, feel better. I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
Okay, so maybe we're not going to much prayer. Wow, we're going to again.
When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
All right, so that's just telling me that we got some, these sponsors pay for this. We doing this.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
When I push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I push. Feel better. I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
Hey, sweet new gear. It's like Best Buy hooked you guys up.
Pretty sick, right?
What is that?
That's our traveling trophy. Oh, that's what's up, man.
Ah, a goat for the goats. Fits these pro-level setups.
Last year's trophy.
Not a goat.
Nope.
What if you could get all the latest and greatest gaming gear from one place?
Y'all, welcome back to the show. Here's the unfortunate part. I don't know what this looks like on y'all end. So it may have been going on very well and fine, but on my end, everything is lagging. I'm going to definitely reach out to StreamYard about this. This is unacceptable. In any event, I'm glad y'all are back. Welcome back to In the Quad with Nick Eden, where we are covering the hottest HBCU trending topics across the entire diaspora. Twitter/X, Facebook, Snapchat, Fizz, TikTok, Snapchat, Gmail, snail mail, Y mail, yo mail, my mail, all those mails. No Diddy. Whoa. Yeah, that came out way wrong. But so for those of y'all who are just tuning in and may not be familiar with the show, the first part of the show, we cover our 4 main trending topics across the HBCU landscape. The second part of the show is my favorite part of the show, which is our fam topics. These are the topics that you, the viewer, have submitted to me, and we read them on the show. If you want your fam topics read on the show, it's really simple. Head on over to my socials, Twitter/X at Nick Eden, or Instagram at Nick Eden. Click the link tree in the bio and submit your questions. If it is appropriate, I will read it. If it is not, no. So let's go ahead and get into our Our fam topics. All right, so our first fam topic, if it will ever come up because my eyes are bad and I can't see it. Any early predictions for basketball season? Nope. And let me tell you why. I have no, listen, preseason picks and early predictions, all that stuff, it's been a curse this year. It's been a curse. It's a curse for Alcorn, damn sure a curse for Alabama State. And before any of my fellow Hornets get on here talking about we still got a chance to win the SWAC, bruh. You're right. You're right. But I would have rather have that be the chance and we not have the pressure of the preseason picks because that's what everybody leaves with. Like we had something to do with it. Anyway, so no, I don't have any early predictions for basketball. And to be honest, basketball is just not my sport like that. I would lean to the experts on that. And that's Liv for Hoops, as y'all know of. Everybody knows Liv. And Herb with HBCU Nightly. I would lean to those two and their shows and platforms for basketball content because you can get out of me. Talk to me when it's baseball and softball season because that's why I'm a baseball guy. So, yeah, talk to me then. All right, what we got next? When are you going to cover more HBCUAC? Man, shout out to everybody over at the HBCUAC. Danny, Dr. Kiki, all the schools involved. Look, I tell you all the time, I am SWAC. I'm also an AUC kid. I'm an HBCUAC baby. My parents were, they met there. My family is 5 generations deep at Dillard University. So even though it was named HBCUAC later, I'm definitely an HBCUAC baby. I will actually be in New Orleans for Dillard's homecoming this year. And I'm hoping that I can get some other sit downs done while I'm there, some interviews. We're going to start putting some interview content on the show. Like it's not going to take up like the full show or anything like that, because quite frankly, all of these, like seriously, all of these topics and everything that we have in the quad will take up the show on itself. Like at this point, I'm thinking we're going to take some of the other segments I had planned for in the quad and make those into separate shows. Yeah. So because just the trending topics alone take up the entire hour, unless I'm talking about expanding to 2 hours, which we'll see. But yeah, definitely plan on doing a lot more coverage of HBCUAC and getting some in-person coverage. Shout out to them. I know they had the cross-country championships this past weekend. So yeah, you'll definitely be seeing a whole lot more of them coming up. All right, what we got next? Why can't people just leave the bison alone? Why are we getting complaints about our homecoming from people who didn't even attend? All right. So I really just got wind of this yesterday. And shout out, because I know that did not come from Erica. I know everybody's always like immediately putting everything dealing with Howard on Erica. I talked to Erica. She's just kind of over at this point. Excuse me. But so here's the deal. It's homecoming season, and everybody has different types of homecoming. You got certain things like A&T, that bonfire, that joint was massive. G-Ho, y'all did that. Again, everybody has different things. Howard's homecoming is really centered around a lot of events. Of course, they got stuff going on the yard. But the criticism started, from my understanding, with a young lady who put out a tweet talking about how, this fashion show, and it's become a commercialized thing for celebrities to come on the yard, and it's like Howard is whoring out its brand, which is completely insane. And I'm gonna spend a little time on this, so let's just get prepared. This is why I say this is insane. If said celebrities are actual alums of the school, how is that whoring out the brand? If there's celebrities where they may not be alums of the school, spent a significant time at the school during their formative years, how is that whoring out the brand? Let me give you a non-Howard related example. When I got to Bama State, there was a guy who used to always be on the yard. Always. I saw him on the yard so much, I thought that, obviously you think he goes there. And he was pushing his album, his rap album. It was about a year after I got there. He was pushing his rap album. And everybody had a copy. Everybody knew he performed so much. He used to drive this, it was a gold Acura. He used to drive that joint all around. You always knew he had his albums in the back, in the trunk, just the whole nine. Does he come to visit the school as much these days? I don't know, because I haven't been there. Not to that level, to just like randomly know him. What I do know is he went on to become a Grammy-nominated rapper. And probably, I think he has the most Billboard features of any other rapper. His name is Ludacris. Ludacris was at Bama State so much. Now, unbeknownst to me at the time, it's because sponsors, his actual rap name was Titty Boy. He goes by 2 Chainz now. 2 Chainz is a Bama State alum. 2 Chainz at that time was a part of Ludacris' crew, his Disturbing the Peace crew. And so was Lil Fate. So Fate and Tit were at State. They were enrolled at State. Obviously, Luda, those are his guys. He's going to be down there, right? So if he pops up at homecoming now, it's not going to be, all of a sudden, here goes Alabama State whoring their brand out. No, this is where this dude really got a lot of his start. Not taking credit for it, because, there were other places that rock with him, but it's the same thing. Now, you take Howard, which because of Howard's proximity to New York and Philly and all these other markets, it was a college market, especially in the 90s. And see, this is what happens when you get a lot of younger folks. So I'm 44. I'll tell somebody in a second. In the 90s, there were 3 places that everybody was like, hey man, this is jumping. This is jumping, and it is Black folks central. That was not Chicago. That was DC, Atlanta, New Orleans. DC, Atlanta, New Orleans. And to a large extent, still that way. But DC was Chocolate City. It was. It was no way around it. So these folks were already down there. These people were down there trying to break records. They were down there trying to get their name out there, because you got all this collection of all these Black folks that are from these different areas. If I get hot amongst them, when they disperse and they're going back and they're talking about me in LA, and they're talking about me in Saskatchewan, they're talking about me in Iowa, they're talking about me in Atlanta, they're talking about me in Miami, and such and such and such. So people always descended on Howard's campus for that reason. It was a great place to break records. That's not whoring out the brand. College campuses have always been a breeding ground for nurturing and breaking Black talent. I don't understand how Howard seems to catch the smoke for this when this happens at almost every HBCU, other than the fact that by virtue of proximity, they're just going to get more people like that. And for them, it's nothing. For them, it's nothing. It's oh, okay, cool. Terrence Howard's on campus today. Sure. It's the same thing. Look, I lived in Atlanta for 12 years. It's the same thing in Atlanta. In Atlanta, yeah, I'm walking around. I'm like, oh shit! Oh, there go Usher. Or I randomly ran into Fantasia at Publix one time. Hey, I will never forget running into Fantasia. Well, one, I in fairness, I ran into Fantasia a few times over the years, but that day in Publix with that flannel shirt and them shorts and them flip flops, I will never forget that day at Publix on Camp Creek Marketplace in 2010. Never. You understand me? Anyway, what thing? See a turkey day. So no, this is, but I think the other thing that gets to me about all of this is the fact that why are you speaking on it? It's not your alma mater. You have no idea why. No, it's not whoring out the brand. And they brought up A&T too. How is A&T whoring out their brands? Geo in itself is a brand. Hence why everybody else is trying to come up with these nicknames for their homecoming now. Geo itself, it's not whoring out the brand. Y'all got to stop with these think pieces. I'm sorry, these Twitter accounts are becoming just as bad as podcast mics. Anyway, shout out to the Bison for their homecoming. Shout out to A&T for Geo. And y'all keep your opinions to yourself. I'm sick of y'all. All right, what we got next? If it'll ever come up, you know. Boy, technology day, I swear. All right, can anyone in the MEAC stop Central right now? Listen, y'all. Central isn't unstoppable right now. That's true. Here's the thing about the MEAC, though. And you got to look at the difference between the MEAC and the SWAC. With the SWAC, by this time of the year, we're in elimination mode, but it's because we already had a lot of our division games. Excuse me. We've already had a lot of our division games. You can see who's kind of leading the pack and who's not. It's like right now, it's with the exception of a hiccup called Alabama State. Right now, it's a clear path to the SWAC championship for Jackson State. And I don't say that this is my university. We're not a hiccup, but you get what I'm saying. Like we're in that place right now. We're in that place right now, which is why they're rooting for A&M to beat us this weekend. In SWAC West, as wild as the SWAC West is right now, Southern is in the driving seat. So by this time of the year, we have somewhat of an idea of who's going to be in the SWAC championship. The MEAC is different. The MEAC, they're just starting conference play. So while Central has looked amazing, and they have weaknesses that can be exploited. And no, Josh, don't hit me up with this. Don't inbox me, nothing like that. He's not. He knows I'm telling the truth on this. Again, we lost 2 quarterbacks in the OBC, and it was still a 1-possession game at the end. Now, beginning of the season, sure. But you got to remember last year, what put Howard over the top on Central for the MEAC championship? They put up a 50-piece on him out of nowhere. We're just now in conference play. So I think anybody can stop? I think if anybody's got the chance, as I'm looking at football right now, this team that has a chance is South Carolina State. See, if I was a betting man, and I'm not going to put any money on it, but if I were a betting man, I say right now, you got South Carolina State or Central versus Jackson State in the Celebration Bowl. Either way, this is an opportunity, if they do it right, for them to correct one of those 2 wrongs from the prime era. So yeah, I think if anybody's going to do it, it would be them. It would be them. And we're gonna go into our boy. I'm gonna catch some hell for that too. And we'll go into our last fam topic, which is a little funny. I know who this is from, and I'll explain it in just a moment. So y'all just bear with me. Does college hacking work for HBCUs? Had to come and show you some love, my guy. Shout out to the team at College Hack. So, okay. If you don't know what college hacking is, college hacking and hacking sounds illegal, and it's not. This is utilizing different tools and partnerships to bring down the cost of college and accelerate the matriculation. So, for example, the one that probably everybody is decently familiar with is CLEP exams. How you can, test out for something. You go and take this test, and then you get credit for that course. So if I know Spanish fluently, there's no reason for me to take a 16-week Spanish course in college when I could just go take a CLEP exam, get 3 credits for it, and bam, it's on my transcript. This is the same way. And there are alternative credit ways of making these, getting these credits, things like Sophia Learning, of which I'm a Sophia ambassador, study.com, Straighterline. They are, accredited by the American Council on Education, and many schools have partnerships with ACE credits to where they accept them. And so what ends up happening is people hack college because they generally try to find the most transfer-friendly college, take a lot of these alternative credits via CLEP, VSST, the alternative ACE credits, get those transferred in, meet their residency requirements if there is one, and then bam, you got a degree at a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time. That is college hacking. Again, not illegal. Sounds crazy, but not illegal. I know a bunch of people I've helped several people. This is one of the reasons I said to the other person last week that wrote in the fan topics, hey, hit me up. There are ways to go back and finish. So let's say if you got, and I ain't gonna say too long on it because I want to get my final thoughts. But let's say that you were in school for a couple of years, you got close to 60 credits, you need 120 to graduate. Places like College Hack, now College Hacking and College Hacked. College Hacked is a YouTube channel that talks about this. Shout out to Dr. Clifford and Dr. Lauren. But let's say you got 60 credits. Okay, they actually go and show you like, hey, okay, this is how you would get another 60 credits and finish at this school or this school or this school. And what it's done, and I'll be honest, I've seen it increase the enrollment at places like University of Maine at Presque Isle. Like right now, I literally have 5 people that are finishing up their bachelor's at UMPI. They almost doubled their enrollment in the last 3 years because of this system. Schools like Western Governors, shout out to WGU. But this person asked if HBCUs, yes. Jarvis Christian University is one of those schools where you can take advantage of their adult completion program and come away with a degree in business administration. Alabama State has a partnership with Sophia Learning. And I tell people I would pair that partnership also with their Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies. So I could probably help anybody finish, no matter where you left off. I could probably help somebody finish at Alabama State with a Bachelor's of Interdisciplinary Studies in less than a year. It's a few other ones. I will say on the advanced level, Virginia University Lynchburg has a very popular degree, the Doctorate of Healthcare Administration. That's very popular among college hackers. And so you got a whole bunch of white folks rolling around with a VUL doctorate. But so yeah, yes, you can hack, college hack. I like the term college unlock instead of college hacking, but I get it. But yes, you can absolutely do it. I appreciate you coming over and showing some love. Yeah, we're going to take our last commercial break, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts.
lets you monitor your pet when you're not at home. But to monitor threats to your hybrid workforce wherever they are, you need more than technology. You need CDW, who gets to know your business and can design and deploy custom solutions with pre-configured HP notebooks with HP Wolf Security. AI-enabled threat detection and remote management protect your endpoints 24/7, giving your defenses some real teeth.
Bummer.
HP makes always-on remote security possible. CDW makes it powerful.
Whether you call her Granny, Nana, my dear, she knows a treat makes any meal special. So come to McDonald's and treat yourself to the Grandma McFlurry today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
When I push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I push. You better move. I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, when I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
Y'all, I appreciate everybody for taking an hour out of your day to check out In the Quad with Nick Eden on HBCU Plus. I thoroughly enjoyed streaming on our Twitter page yesterday. And listen, man, we are out here. We are building something. We got a lot of great things coming down the pipeline, a lot of new shows to announce. So I say that, and I say we because I look at this like it's a team. And you know, again, it's been life-changing for me. So yeah, one down. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. I know we got Black Sports Insiders coming up this week. I know we got Doc Holliday and Suno Nights coming up on Thursday. But make sure, if you want to see all that, you got to make sure you download the HBCU Plus app. It is free. Download it in the Play Store. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at HBCU. Let's follow me on Twitter /X at Nick Eden, Instagram at Nick Eden, YouTube. Grab your merch, www.merchbyne.com, and please support the show. Venmo at E2 Media LLC, PayPal at Nick Eden 98, Zelle Nick Eden at gmail.com. Same time next week. No, not next week. Goodness gracious. Same time tomorrow. Take care.